guys, I'm Jenners, and it's time to cruise. I want to talk to you today about my trip on the Harmony of the Seas. It was an 8-night adventure. I went with my parents and with my husband, and I wanted to show you what I wore. And I've been on about 16 cruises, so there's plenty of other cruise outfits that I have that I could show you. So if that's something you like, give me a thumbs up. Leave me a message in the comments if that's something you'd be interested in seeing. But this is just about the Harmony of the Seas and the trip that we took in November of 2018. So the first thing is when we get on the ship, we like to be festive. We like to be bright and fun. And so it's been a tradition quite a few cruises now that we wear our tropical shirts. So this is exactly what I wore when I got on the shirt. My husband wears this one. My mom has this one with some manatees on it. And she wears a sparkly shirt underneath. And so every cruise I take, all the pictures on the first day typically look the same because we are all wearing the same shirts, but I try to wear a different tank top underneath each time so that way we can kind of distinguish which cruise it was. But we do like to just kind of stand out. It's a lot of fun. We always get comments. Some people like to wear shirts that have their names or it has the cruise date or the ports they're going to, so that's another fun thing that you can do if you're traveling with a group or just maybe you and your significant other. It's a lot of fun to dress up. You're on vacation, so why not have some fun? I didn't do this on my last cruise, but what I usually do on my first day is I have this clip-in. And so I'm just kind of holding it up right now, but I have this kind of blue hair that I like to wear. And so for dinner, I'm going to take that out. But just as we get on the ship and have a few drinks, we enjoy just being on vacation and doing something that we wouldn't normally do in our everyday life. So right behind me here, I have quite a few outfits that I wore on the cruise, and I'm going to give you some tips. And I'm also going to tell you what I wore. So I'm going to first start with this hoodie. I got this on Etsy, and I'll link below the shop that I got it from. But this I've had for a while and it is just so much fun. I don't care if I'm going on a cruise in the middle of the summer or if I'm going to the Caribbean. I just like to have something to throw on. Sometimes when you go to the shows in the evening, you might get cold, so or sometimes when you're on the deck in the evening it's windy, and I just like to have this just in case. So I did have this custom made. It has a ship wheel, it has a squid on the back, it has an anchor, and it's very soft. I've washed it many times, so I really recommend just bringing something just in case you get cold. Also along those lines, and there that goes, is I just got this kimono from Belle's, and it's very neutral. It's black. It does have some white flowers, so it may not go with everything, but I did wear this a few times for dinner and just walking around later in the evening on the ship. It's just nice to have something to throw on over maybe some neutral colored clothing. And along the same lines here, I have this gray cardigan. This also I got from Belle's, and it came with the pink shirt with the pineapple on it, so this is something that I also wore in the evening just walking around the ship. A lot of times after we dress up for dinner, when we have a show later, we like to change and just be more comfortable. And I wore leggings with this. It also came with a scarf, but I didn't wear the scarf. So this was a 3-piece set from Belle's that I recently purchased. And I want to talk to you about a couple of the fancy dresses and outfits that I wore for some of the formal nights and some of the dinners that we had on board the ship. So the first formal night, I wore a yellow dress. It's a high-low dress. It's short in the front. It's long and flowy in the back. And I paired it with this cardigan from Macy's. It is from Calvin Klein. I just recently purchased this as well, so they may still have it. It's very sparkly, and this is something you could wear, even if it wasn't formal night, you could wear it just every night at dinner. It's always good to bring something with you, whether it be maybe a shawl or a scarf or just something to keep you warm just in case it's chilly in the main dining room. I've never really experienced being super cold, but it is good to have something. So this dress I got from David's Bridal. I had to get a yellow dress for an event a couple of years ago, and so I have worn this twice now on the ship. So that was my first formal evening. I like to call it fancy night. My second fancy night, I put this dress on. It's very sparkly. I love to wear sparkly things. And the problem with this dress, even though I have worn it a few times before on the ship, is this belt or band hits you just right here, right where you don't want it to hit you when you're eating dinner. It was already a little bit tight and uncomfortable, so I decided not to wear this dress. So even though I did bring it, I did not wear it. And instead, for the second formal night, I went with this very sparkly cold shoulder shirt with a pair of black pants. And typically when I'm wearing a dress or I'm wearing something for dinner, I'll usually wear heels. And sometimes I will wear flats as well. So let me show you some of the shoes that I brought. These are just black heels. They're broken in. They're very comfortable. I can wear them around the ship. For my yellow dress, I have the same thing but in nude. So again, broken in and they feel good. And for the black slacks, I might wear, something like this. If it's not formal night, I'll just wear some flats. And I'm going to show you a few more dresses that I wore. We went to 3 specialty restaurants. The first night, we went to a restaurant called Wonderland, and that was a really fun experience. If you get to go on the Harmony of the Seas, I would recommend it. It's a lot of fun. The food is really good. It's a very whimsical atmosphere. So I chose to wear this dress. I got it from Macy's pretty recently. It's a short dress. It has pockets. It is a strapless dress, and I really love the colors in it. So I wore this for our dinner at Wonderland. We had another dinner at 150 Central Park. That's another one of the specialty restaurants on Harmony of the Seas. And I wore this dress. I'm going to back up a little bit. So another short dress. And another dress I wore to another formal, one of their specialty restaurants. Jamie's Italian was also very good. Is this cold shoulder, another short dress, another one I got from Belle's, and this is a petite dress. And I did recently get it, so maybe you'll find it. But I like that it's very flowy, it's not tight. If you do eat a lot, there's a little bit of room in here. So I've learned that after so many cruises that I've been on, in the first couple cruises I dressed very fancy for the formal nights. And again, if you want to see some of the other gowns and different things I have worn in the past, just give me a thumbs up and I will make another video. But I had like 5-inch heels on and it's just not comfortable. So I've kind of learned that as time went on that I would rather just be comfortable than maybe look super fancy. So I recently got this dress from Venus. And this is a high-low dress. Again, I really like those because I'm only 5 foot tall, so I like the dresses that are short in the front, and it's okay if they're a little bit long in the back. This dress I only wore for a very short time. We had a white night party. We went to the party, there wasn't a lot of people there, and it just wasn't really that exciting, so we didn't really stay very long, but this dress was fun to wear. You could probably wear this over a bathing suit as well. You could wear it to the beach. So I'm sure I will wear this again because I did not wear it very long. Another dress from Venus that they should still have, at least as of now. I'm filming early January of 2019, but I still see this on their website. This dress is so much fun if you're going on a cruise. It has pineapples on it, it has little birds and flowers, and I wore this to Puerto Rico when we went there, so I just found it to be very kind of festive for that port, but I also wore it on the ship when we get back on. So this is also a strapless dress, very pretty. Now you might say, well, that's a lot of really fancy dresses. Do you always have to dress up in the main dining room? You do not. Some people, are very casual. Some people really like to get super dressed up. I think me and my family are kind of in between. I like to get dressed up more than they do, but I do enjoy dressing up and just taking pictures. It's something you don't do every day. Now some of the more casual things I have is this tank top. I got this in the Finger Lakes in New York State. That is where I'm originally from. I live in Florida now. But just something like this. You can even get something like this on Etsy. But it's just fun to wear on the pool. You can wear it over your bathing suit at the port. So this was something that I took with me. I have a tank top from Express, and I've had this for a while, but this tank top just has a little bit of sparkle to it. I wore this on the last night, the dinner on the last night, and I think I paired it with that black sparkly cardigan, and I wore it around the ship. So this is just very, it's fancy, but it's not, too fancy. So it was comfortable to wear on the ship. A couple things that I do recommend bringing is maybe just a couple tank tops to wear underneath clothes. So if you have, button-up shirts and things like that, I would recommend just maybe a black one, maybe a white one. A couple of these are good. I wore a lot of black. Let me just take all these down. I'm going to show you one by one here. So I have another tank top. This is from the Limited. It is also a couple years old. It's Just has a nice little pattern on it. It's very soft and silky. I wore this around the ship, usually after dinner. I also have this shirt that I just purchased from Belle's, and it has a little tie on the bottom, and I wore this, I believe, with maybe the kimono or one of those, maybe the gray cardigan, so I paired those together. This one here I wore to dinner, and I also wore it to, I believe, the 50s and 60s dance party that they had, and I also paired this, I think, with that black and white kimono. This one I got from Etsy. I've had it for a little bit, but you can definitely still get them, and it says ship-faced. I like to wear this usually on the last night of the cruise, just for whatever reason. It's been my my tradition, I guess, so that's a lot of fun. This one I brought with me, I didn't wear, but it is really nice if you wanted to wear it to dinner or just around the ship again, just something casual, but it still looks nice. This shirt I wore to the 90s street party. I love 90s music. And I'm going to show you the jeans I wore with it. So I paired it with these jeans. They kind of look like they're almost more from the 80s, but I just purchased them at Macy's. They have some rips in them. They have some gems on them. So I wore that to the 90s street party that the Harmony of the Seas has. It was a lot of fun. They played Hanson and Backstreet Boys and all kinds of stuff. So that was great. Now you might notice I'm wearing a lanyard, so I recommend getting a lanyard for your ship card, and I also recommend, if you can, to get one of these plastic things that you can just clip on. Now most of the time when you get your ship card, you can go to guest services and they will punch a hole in it, no problem. And so I actually did not bring these plastic things with me this time for the first time ever, and I was not able to get a hole punched in my card because on the Harmony of the Seas, there's some kind of special, I don't know, a chip or something inside of the cards that you just have to scan your card at your door to get in, or they just scan it if you're buying a drink or something like that, so they weren't able to punch a hole in it. So instead, and luckily for this cruise, and this is brand new, I got this on eBay. This is a Coach wristlet. It's very sparkly and glittery. Every time I went anywhere on the ship, I was able to put my phone, I was able to put maybe some lipstick, I had a toothpick, I had maybe some Advil. There's not a whole lot that fits in here, but it is nice and you know, small to carry around the ship. So I was able just to keep my ship card in here, but I would recommend whether you have something like this or you get a lanyard to keep your ship card, because you have to have the ship card no matter what you do on the ship. It basically acts as your payment for anything that you purchase. It gets you into your room. If you have a show, sometimes the shows you have to sign up in advance, so they scan your card as you go in. So this is something that went pretty well with most of the clothes I took with me. It's very sparkly. I love to be sparkly. And of course I have a few other lanyards here. My husband loves yellow, so he always wears the yellow one. And I get those on eBay as well, so I'll see if I can try to link where I got them from. So in just a moment I'm also going to show you some of the bathing suits I brought and a few other items. So here we go. Okay, so now I want to show you what I wore on beach days. We had 3 days at sea where we spent a lot of time at the pool, and we also spent a lot of time in port, either scuba diving or at the beach or something like that. So I wanted to show you what I brought that was a little bit more casual, bathing suits and things like that. So first things first is my flip-flops. This is mainly what I wore if I wasn't at dinner, and so I always recommend bringing a very comfortable pair of shoes, and I mainly pretty much lived in those flip-flops. Now if I was around the pool or at the beach, I also have these here that I feel like if they get wet, they're not really going to get destroyed. And I also have two bathing suits, one-piece bathing suits that I brought with me. I believe this was from JCPenney. Here it is. I think I wore that once. I purchased from Marshall's recently this black bathing suit with some gold flowers on it. My mom wore it. As soon as she saw it, she's like, yep, that's mine. I also brought a couple pairs of shorts, so these could be for wearing around the pool, at the beach. If they get wet, they dry pretty quick. I can't remember where I got those. It might have been Macy's or something like that. A pair of black ones for the pool area. I also have a Rash Guard. I believe I got this from eBay, actually, but you can get them at lots of different places that sell swimwear. And I wore this on the ship when I did the boogie boarding that they have on the back of the ship. So it's always good, especially if you're a female, to wear something over your bathing suit, because a lot of times you are going to fall, you're going to roll up the hill. Basically, it's you know, a simulation of water basically kind of pushing you around so you can kind of almost like kneeboarding or boogie boarding. So I do recommend if you are going to do that, wear a rash guard. But I also wore this. We went scuba diving in St. Kitts. That was amazing. And I like to wear a rash guard. A lot of times I don't wear a wetsuit, so I'll wear a rash guard. That way when I put my BCD on, it's not like rubbing on me. So it also, of course, protects you from the sun, but always wear sunblock. Always bring your sunblock. And speaking of that, I like to cover my ears as well when I'm out in the sun, so I may not always look cool, but I have this hat that covers my ears and kind of gives me a little bit of shade. And of course you always want to bring sunglasses as well. I don't have any to show you at this moment, but I did bring, I believe, 2 pairs of sunglasses with me for my 8-night cruise. Alright, I also want to show you some of the 2-piece bathing suits that I brought with me. I just showed you a couple of the 1-piece bathing suits, but I usually bring at least 2 of my 2-piece, kind of mix and match. So I had a top, and I have another top, like a light blue, and then finally I had another one that is this kind of bright, really fun blue and yellow. And then for bottoms, I always say, you know, bring at least 1 pair of black or something that's neutral that's going to go with all your tops. So I had a black bottom. This one here has some flowers and went well with the blue top. And then I also had this one. This is from Victoria's Secret. I really love their bathing suits. I don't think they make them anymore. But I had this one really kind of pretty and fun. So for the most part, I could mix and match those. But it's always good to have at least 2 bathing suits so that when one is wet and it's hanging up to dry, then you have another one that you can use without having to put it on. And it, you know, just doesn't feel so great when you put it on and it's, you know, kind of cold and it's wet. So at least 2 bathing suits, but I brought several because I knew I was going to be doing a lot of water activities. And then for bathing suit cover-ups, I also have several that I brought with me. Now this one is from Walmart. I have several colors with this one, and what I like about this is that you can also wear it as a skirt. So you can, you know, wear it over your whole bathing suit, or you can also wear it as a skirt. So I really like that about that one. That was from Walmart. I don't know if they still sell them. I got it a couple of years ago. This is from Express. I know they don't sell these anymore. I wish they did. I have 3 of these in different colors. I absolutely love them. They're almost like a little dress, but you can use it as a bathing suit cover-up. In the morning, I usually wear these to breakfast with leggings, and then if I'm out by the pool, I will wear this as a bathing suit cover-up. So I really like something like that. And then this here, kind of a similar concept. Kind of like a tie-dye. You can wear it as a dress, you can wear it as a bathing suit cover-up. This one I like because the back has this pretty design on it, so I brought that. And then finally, from Venus, I just got this, and this comes in many colors. I think it's on sale right now on their website. Another one that's just really pretty. It's a very bright pink color. It's very soft and silky. And I did wear this also in one of the ports, and I believe you could wear it as a skirt too. It might look a little silly because this part is kind of stretchy, but I did bring all those. So, and I do believe I wore all of them, whether it was to breakfast or out by the pool. So what you might want to do is just make a list of all the places you're going on your cruise and what you are likely to wear. And are you someone who, you know, just wears something casual to breakfast and then you change again in the afternoon? I know we always change after dinner for the shows that we go to afterwards because we just don't want to sit in our formal wear while we watch, you know, a comedian or whatever might be going on in the evening. So we tend to change a lot, and well, which is why we have so many clothes, at least for me. And of course I brought, you know, underwear, and I brought that kind of stuff I'm not going to show you, but I only brought 1 pair of socks, and I didn't wear socks at all. As I told you, I really just wore my flip-flops. But you do need socks if you are going to do rock climbing, and you also need socks if you're going to do the ice skating. Now, it's of course specifically for the Harmony of the Seas. Not all ships have those things. The Oasis class ships do, and it's a lot of fun. So make sure you at least have socks if you're planning to do any of those kind of activities. I didn't bring sneakers at all, and the only time I would have needed sneakers is if I had chose to do the zip line that was on the ship. Because I didn't have sneakers, I wasn't able to do it. I've done it before, it wasn't a big deal, but that was the only time I would have needed sneakers. But I had so many other shoes. I didn't even show you these. I had these shoes, just because they have white on them, I paired them with this dress. Because with this dress, I didn't know if I should wear black heels or my nude heels or what would look good, so I ended up wearing these flats. which normally I like to have a little bit of height because I'm only 5 foot, but for some reason I brought a lot of shoes on this trip. I don't really recommend bringing too many pairs of shoes. Obviously, if you have room to pack them, it's all good. Always wear your biggest, kind of clunkiest shoes on the ship if you can. You know, try to pack them kind of at the bottom of your suitcase off to the side usually is the best way to do it. So that's everything I wore in the Harmony of the Seas. One last thing I forgot to show you is a couple of shirts that I actually, over the years, I've purchased for my husband for him to wear on the ship. I don't think he wore any of these on the Harmony of the Seas just because he's worn them so many times, but I really love these for cruising. So this one I probably got about a year ago, and it is from Old Navy, so it just has really cool patterns and designs on it, and it's really fun for the ship. This one was from Macy's. I really like the color, and I like the design on it, so again, it's, you know, bright and nice for a cruise. This one here has little anchors on it, so sometimes he wears it to dinner, but we've just worn it so many times he didn't bring it this time. This one he did wear. He just got this one from Macy's. It's very soft, and it's just very fun. And I wore a black shirt on the night that he wore this to dinner. I just wore a black shirt with red earrings. I didn't really show you too much about my jewelry. In the past, when I went cruising, I would always bring, you know, really fancy jewelry, and, you know, of course I would keep it in the safe. A lot of times I would buy jewelry on the ship. In fact, I'm wearing a beautiful blue ring that I got, blue diamonds, from one of my cruises. I believe I got it on the Oasis of the Seas a few years ago. But I will show you my jewelry in another video. I am going to do a video about packing your toiletries and how I do it. I label everything, and I have a certain way that I like to do it, so I have another video, so please stay tuned for that. Make sure you like my channel so you don't miss anything. Give me a thumbs up, and if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm here to answer any questions you might have about cruising. I'm also planning on doing a review of the Harmony of the Seas because we did just recently go on it, and I do want to do a review, and I'll tell you now, overall I absolutely loved it. So we'll do a review of that and some of the food that you can expect and some of the activities you can expect on Oasis class ships and the Harmony of the Seas. We've been on 16 cruises, mostly with Royal Caribbean. We've done one on Carnival Liberty and one on the Norwegian Escape. I just booked a cruise a few days ago that's on a different cruise line that I'm going to announce soon that we're very excited about, and that's coming up in February 2019. So I will see you soon. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you next time.